I want to address the issue that a lot of people on the internet who are of the trad persuasion bring up, and that is how we need to revive monarchy and how monarchy is going to save the world. And just right off the bat, I want to say that monarchists are fantasizers. They fantasize. They live in a fantasy. The entire thing, the entire premise of their aspiration is based on a chimera and a fantasy. Because for one thing, monarchy is never going to come back. You know, people say, oh, England has a queen, and then you watch some video from Canada where you have a bunch of Canadians who are like, we're Canadians for the queen, and we will always be loyal to her. And it's like, well, you're living in a dream world because the queen obviously doesn't have complete power. So here's the thing. I'm not just singling out monarchism. I am in this video going to attack every system of government. Because it's not just monarchists that live in a fantasy. People who talk about the glories of democracy also live in a fantasy. People who talk about the glories of living in a republic live in a fantasy. Because here is the reality that no one has ever really said. At least not that I know of, because I don't hear anyone talking like this. Here's the reality. All political systems are meaningless. All political systems are meaningless. Because when it comes to conflict over which political system is going to dominate, the people ultimately win. The people, the masses, ultimately get what they want. The people get what they want. At the end of the day, if it is a battle between some government and most of the population of a country, my money is on the population because they have the numbers and therefore they have the strength. There is strength in numbers, as the old saying goes. All political systems are ultimately chosen by the people. If people want a monarchy, they're going to get it. If people want to overthrow their king, they're going to do it. If people want a democracy, they're going to do it. Did you know that Rome originally was a monarchy? It was under a bunch of kings. There were a number of kings who ruled over Rome successfully, and they had successors. And they reigned successfully until there was a revolution, because the son of a particular king raped a woman, and the people found out, and they had a revolution. So they got rid of the system of monarchy. The French people, at one point in time, they were under a monarchy. They were under a monarchy for a very, very long time, until the late 1700s, and then they got rid of their monarchy. All political systems are meaningless because the political system is not what changes a society. What changes a society is the society. This is why I laugh when I hear people talking about how, oh, the evil bishops of the Catholic Church, they're the reason why everything is down. Oh, the pastors in the churches, they're the reason why everything is down. Oh, we got rid of prayer from schools. That's why everything is so screwed up. It's like, really? Look at Western European countries. They don't have prayer in school, and they don't have all of the gun violence that we have in America. They don't have all of the school shootings that we have in America. So obviously that's not really an adequate explanation as to why American society has the dysfunction that it has. People determine the political system. And what determines the political system is the disposition of the people. The soul of the people is what is going to ultimately determine how they run their society. And by that, I'm not just talking about the political system. I'm talking about the laws and obviously laws emanate from morality. So the laws you are going to have in a society are going to be determined by the moral disposition of a society. And the political system doesn't really determine that. The political system, just because you have a king doesn't mean you're going to have a moral society. And just because you have a particular political system, it doesn't mean everything is going to go smoothly for you. So let's say you have a monarchy. What if the king is a complete evil tyrant? What then? Eventually, people are going to overthrow him. What if you have a democracy? What if you have a democracy? What if the people are evil? They're going to vote for evil things. If the people like a king, they're going to keep him. If they don't like a king, they're going to throw him out. My point is, at the end of the day, people are the ones who rule the society. It's not the political system that determines a society. And people like to blame politicians for everything. Well, who are the politicians? Politicians are people who come from our society. And their actions are a reflection of our society because they are ultimately members of our society. Bottom line, all this nonsense about, oh, we have to bring back monarchism and monarchy, it's just a big fantasy. You're never going to bring back monarchy. Stop trying. It's a load of crap. And your whole group is just a bunch of people on the internet talking about how you want to bring back the king. And then you go on doing some really ridiculous things like praising the emperor of Japan as if the fact that Japan has an emperor makes Japan somehow special. Look at World War II and the fact that the Japanese raped so many women, murdered millions of people throughout the continent throughout East Asia. And that was under the superintendence of the great emperor. This is what my problem with monarchy is. They think that because it's a monarchy, it has to be good. The emperor of Japan is great. It's completely retarded. It's completely insane. And it makes me question your ethics if you want to praise the emperor of Japan as if monarchy is an automatic virtue. But anyway, that's the whole point. Political systems are meaningless because ultimately it's the people that decide everything. And every political system is there because the people allow it. Every political system is there because the people allow it. There was a czar in Russia. Russia was under a czar for hundreds and hundreds of years. Guess what? There's no czar in Russia anymore. The people got rid of it. So ultimately, every country is controlled by the masses. And the political system does not determine the people. The people determine the political system. All political systems are, at the end of the day, meaningless. And having discussions as to which is the superior political system is also pointless, meaningless, and a complete waste of time. Anyway, I hope I got you guys thinking about something. You guys just heard some theology. God bless.